What's going on, guys? It's Bryce again. Welcome to another episode of Expedition to Try. This week, I learned how to meditate, and now I have reached enlightenment. I decided to try meditation this week because, I've always wanted to try it. Never gotten around to it. And then, in addition, I started reading this book that talked about meditation a little bit and the benefits people have seen. And I've never had major anxiety or anything. I have the normal thoughts and fears that I think anyone does. But I decided to try meditation just to see how it would go. I was using Headspace all week. So it just kind of taught you the basics of it. It had you focus on your breathing and the feelings in your body, as well as the sounds around you. It talked about the normal, not to bash yourself when you get thoughts in your head, to just let them come and go. Don't get mad at yourself if you have a lot of thoughts. Just move forward. And the first day, I wasn't sure how the breathing was supposed to work. So I was taking deep breaths in through my nose and then exhaling through my mouth. And I was getting a pretty wicked headache from all the oxygen I was getting. So that was not fun. But by the end of the first day, I felt relatively relaxed. My body felt heavy, but it wasn't uncomfortable by any means. I just had a little pressure in my head from the breathing. But I was relaxed and I felt pretty energized. And the 10 minutes went by pretty fast the first day, faster than I thought it was going to be. So, on to day 2. Day 2 went pretty well. I realized that you're not supposed to do deep breaths the entire time, so I did normal breathing this time, and that helped my head a lot more. The only issue I was having was my neck was very stiff from sitting upright like that, so I was trying not to focus too much on that. And it seemed like I was pretty good at catching thoughts as soon as they came, which is, from what I understand, the goal of meditation. So when the thought would come up in my head, I would notice it and then simply focus more on my breathing again and then let the thought pass. So I wouldn't dwell on any thoughts or anything. I would just let it come, note it, and pass it along. And again, the 10 minutes went by pretty fast. So far, so good. On to day 3. So on the third day, I decided to lay down because my neck hurt the past couple of days from sitting upright in a chair. So I figured I would try laying down. It was definitely better. I was able to focus on my breathing more because I could feel my stomach move up and down with every breath because my hands were on my stomach. They did a cool analogy for the meditation and comparing it to traffic, sitting by a road and watching the traffic go by. The traffic is basically your thoughts. So you let the cars or your thoughts pass by, and then every once in a while you'll want to control your thoughts, but that would be like running into the center of the road in the middle of traffic. So the best way to deal with your thoughts is to simply be someone sitting on the side of the road and watching them as they pass by. So I thought that was pretty cool. Definitely an interesting analogy that they decided to use. Definitely helpful to think about when I was meditating. Day 4 was a rough one. I was thinking a lot for some reason. I got out of bed way too late, so I almost skipped meditation today, but I knew that it only took 10 minutes, so I decided to stick it out and do it before I ate and everything. I think part of my distraction was because I was thinking about how much work I had to do and how hungry I was, because it was like almost 1 o'clock when I eventually started to meditate. But I got through. It was a good practice day, I guess, because I was very distracted and I had a lot of thoughts. But I was able to noticing my thoughts and bringing my focus back to my breathing. So today was definitely a good day of practice. And much like life, not every day is going to be easy, but as long as you push through and as long as you're doing it, it's great. I wasn't able to record day 5 because I woke up with a migraine, unfortunately. So I didn't want to set up the laptop and everything. I just wanted to lay down in my bed with a cold washcloth over my eyes. But I actually did meditate. I did day 5 of the basics. And then I slept right after that to try and get rid of the migraine. So this was day 6. Again, I was pretty distracted for some reason. I was doing a lot of thinking about the work in my schedule for the day, so I couldn't fully focus. But again, I was practicing bringing my mindfulness back to the body, and today they wanted you to focus on the specific points of tension. And like I said earlier on, I always have tension in my neck and my back from sitting upright. So I focused on that, and my face was extremely itchy this time. But I didn't want to move or anything. I was just focusing more on my tension and spots of unease, but not doing anything about them. Just noticing them and then moving on. So that was an interesting time. So day 7 of meditation was another kind of rough one. I was pretty hungover, so I was very nauseated. It was hard to focus on anything other than the sickness in my stomach, so that was rough. And then like 6 minutes in, someone knocked on my door, so that kind of scared me for one thing, and then took my mind completely out of the meditative state. So that was kind of rough, but we got through. We pushed through it, and yeah, it was a day like any other. So we did it. We made it through 7 days of doing meditation, and I'm super glad that I gave it a try. This is something I've been wanting to do for quite a while now, so I'm glad this channel kind of gave me an excuse to finally do it. I'm definitely glad that I did, and I look forward to continuing the process of learning meditation and learning to be more mindful in my everyday life. It's been about a week since the end of my meditation period, but I've been doing it consistently. Try to do it every morning, first thing when I wake up. I've been doing it for 10 minutes just to kind of get in the habit of it. Who knows, maybe later in the future I will increase the amount of time that I do each session. Who knows, we'll see. Kind of just go with the flow. Unfortunately, Headspace, after the first 10 days of basic training, it starts charging you for a membership, and as much as I like it, I don't really want to pay for it monthly. So I've been exploring more on YouTube, looking for guided mindfulness meditation. Yeah, so I'll probably just continue to do that. I also tried doing some of it by myself, no guided voice or anything like that. I didn't really like that. I was kind of distracted. But yeah, I'm just going to keep experimenting with it, keep trying it every morning, fit it into my day, make it into a habit. So yeah, overall good experience. I would highly suggest this as well to anyone who's looking to kind of calm their thoughts, or just anyone who wants to try meditation finally. I could see it being super beneficial in the long term. I've even so far noticed that I stop myself in the middle of having bad thoughts, or like I notice my emotions more. So I'll like notice when I start getting angry, and then I just focus on my breathing and the feeling in my body, and then it kind of brings me back to the present moment, and I don't get as upset or anxious or anything like that. So I could definitely see this being beneficial even more in the long term. So I'm hyped to see what happens. Thanks for watching, and feel free to let me know what you thought in the comment section. And if you decide to start meditation yourself, or if you already have, let me know how it's going for you. Peace out.